Hello, and on behalf of the Mindalia.com team, welcome. Today, Diana Árbol is joining us to tell us about Accomplish Your Purpose with Akashic Records. So let's talk a bit about her. Diana Árbol is a visionary soul that has been more than 15 years inspiring people to find their inner gifts. She's the creator of the Ikigai Healing method that connects you with your with your soul's voice, helping you to be helping you to heal your roots, and guiding you to live in coherence with your ikigai, your life purpose. So I'm very, very happy to have you here, Diana. Let's say welcome to her. How are you?
Hello, Dalai, and thank you so much for the invitation to participate in another conference with Mindalia. It's a big pleasure and honor to be here with you and with the amazing human team of Mindalia. You're doing a great job, and I'm really, really happy and honored to be here again. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana, very, very much for being here, for sharing this space with us and with me, of course. I don't want to spend your time, so whenever you want, you can start with this dialogue.
Okay, thank you so much. Today, I'll be talking about your soul purpose and how to find it through your Akashic Records. First of all, I want to explain what is the Akashic Records. So what is the Akasha? This is a term, Akasha, it's a not Hindu, Sanskrit term that has been used for millennia. But for Westerners, it's only quite new. Just for the past 100 years, we've been using it related to the records, and it means the Akasha is the fifth element, the element of the information. Meaning, if God has a mind, has a blueprint, this blueprint is the fifth element, the one that sustains all the rest, all the creation. How the fire knows how to be fire and how to react to the water or to the wood. So these instructions are blueprinted in the Akasha. So this is like basically the most important element of all of them. And what gives it's basically the instructions and the memory of everything that has been created, will be created, or is created. So how do as humans connect to this Akashic records? So basically we are Akasha because um, everything in our body is made by Akasha. Without it, we would be a mess, basically. So, Annie Besant was a visionary 100 years ago, more or less, from the past century, and she printed this term Akashic Records, meaning that every soul, every unit of consciousness has also its own Akashic record. And she also knew how to connect to each of the records, meaning that it's not only cell by cell that we have an Akashic record, but also as a bigger unit, as a consciousness unit. So with the time, not only people more connected to esotericism was able to connect to the Akashic record naturally, but also people that were less devoted to the divinity, because with the years we have been understanding that, for example, through the metamorphic field of Rupert Sheldrake, that not long ago, just a couple of decades ago, he found that this field is made of Akasha. He doesn't relate it straight away directly, but he explains that it has to be their field where there is everything that is explained, and it's the one that creates the order in nature, not in the creation. So thanks to Rupert Sheldrake, now we know that it's our nature to be Akasha, but also to connect to this Akasha. And in this Akasha, there are many things, not only the information on how our cells work or how we think, for example, our memory. Our memory is not installed in our brain because then we wouldn't remember past lives. Or would connect to our subconscious, recording also things from other dimensions. Our our akasha implies all the memory in every dimension, meaning all our past lives, also our present lives, and our parallel lives, even our future lives, because time is something that it's only related to human species because we are on Earth and we calculate time the way we do, but it's not existent in reality. So all this to explain you that you are Akasha, meaning you are connected constantly to the reservoir of the knowledge that is connected to the whole creation. Like a fish is connected to the ocean. So Akasha, it's our ocean. It's like breathing earth. So what I want to let you know today is that you're able to connect to this memory of your soul, this memory that has been with you also for these past lives. But it's, if you have seen lately the movie Soul, it's very funny. There are things that I can relate to, and some others that I differ a little bit. But for you to understand, if you've seen it, it's a movie talking about what happens on the other side when we die. So the soul, that is the main character, um, dies and goes to this space before the great beyond and before creation. So in this aspect, they say that they just give us there the personality, but it's, in my opinion, my experience, they don't give you the personality because you have this memory of your past lives, that you're holding on your personality and your stories. And when you arrive to this life after your birth, slowly you're forgetting your past lives, but there is an essence that stays there, which is your spark. This thing that you came here to do, to bring, to share. And this is what really makes you happy. This is your Ikigai. For Japanese people, they have been using this term Ikigai for the past 2000 years, and it is this that really makes you happy, that you think, wow, it can be climbing a mountain and being in the hill, in the top hill, and say, wow, this is my Ikigai. I really made a big effort to be here, trained, and that was really exciting for me. And now I made it. So it's amazing, when you really achieve something that you're passionate about and you accomplish it. So you're there in the top of the hill and say, yeah, that's my Ikigai. But it's not only climbing this mountain, probably to be with your children and seeing them happy. That's also part of your Ikigai. And for example, having an amazing experience in your, like being able to give, to combine your gifts, your passions into a service for the community, and being this your profession that you can live from. This is also your ikigai. That will be your professional ikigai. So as we see, there is several ikigais in your life. No, there's several purposes. Not only your vocational, not only your professional, but also your social, your health. Your ikigai in your health is to be healthy, to be complete. That you don't need even to think about your health because you're healthy because you're eating good, you're exercising, you're meditating, and you're feeling good with your body. So all these ikigais, there are these attunements that are really what makes your life flowing. And how is this related to the Akashic Records? So, straight away, because your soul has the information of what is the best version of yourself, meaning what's your best diet? Because not the diet, it's a way of nurturing yourself. For example, if you have children or you have siblings, you'll see that each of you like to eat differently. For example, I have 3 children, and my second one just can live from fresh fruits and vegetables, and the first prefers vegetables but cooked, and the last prefers meat. So these are the ikigais, and only if we listen to them and we respect them, being parents or being ourselves, them can be happy, can be attuned with this ikigai. So how can you listen to yourself? How can you attune yourself with this information that it's in your akasha? And this is so important, because otherwise, how we choose what we do, what we like through the day, we do around 2,000 choices that are smaller or bigger, but influence our daily life, and not only daily life, also long-term life. So these choices are very important. And in our society, but it's normal because the way it's made, we take a lot, we have a lot of importance of what the other would say. No, so we're very influenced about, for example, mass media, or what our parents told us, our raising, our culture, our environment. But my question is, do you question yourself all this if it's valid for you as an individual? Because this is the key. We are not the same, so we cannot be attuned to the same kind of schooling. For example, when you go to the school and you have to study the same subjects and do the same thing, the same achievements, you'll see there are children that are more or less interested or more or less successful. Why is it that? Because we have different kinds of intelligences, and the establishment, uh, the way the world works doesn't see these differences. So you are responsible. You are the guardian of your well-being now as an adult, to be able to grasp who you really are when you're in peace, when you're aligned, when you feel happy. What do you wish for yourself? This, first of all, you need to connect with this voice, inner voice, that is your intuition, especially through meditation. But there are like kind of 3 voices in our minds. To simplify very much, will help you to understand who is talking every time, so you know if it's an outer voice, which is your ego, the one that is summarizing all these past experiences that told you, like for example, in the movie when it's they're showing you the lost souls. No, when you're connected to voices that are third voices, that the voices from your past, your mentors, your parents, your teachers, that were telling you, you shouldn't do this, you're not good at that. No, they're conditioning you in ways that limit you. No? And these voices that repeat in your mind, collected, they're your ego. So we all have this ego, which is this memory, not only from this life, but also from past lives. And it's like these beliefs that our parents just recall when we are born, and we have these experiences in our childhood, because what we came here to transcend specifically are these voices of our ego. That's why the Buddhist monks say you need to transcend your ego, and it doesn't mean that you need to kill it. It means that you need to understand it and be one with it. Just treat it as a hurt child, a wounded child, and take care of it. The most important voice here, that normally it's overlapped by the ego voice, is your soul's voice. And your soul's voice, it's very gentle. Normally we relate it to intuition, and you can hear it, you can connect to it in certain moments in your life very strongly. When you have these inspirations, these insights of, wow, I love this. I really enjoy to. I would love to enjoy to do this, or I really enjoy to do that, or I'm really attuned with life when I'm connected to this person, or to this activity, or to myself. So in these conditions, when you feel this, wow, that feels good, no? And you feel an excitement inside. And also you feel this inspiration, no? That it feels like some amazing idea dropped into your mind, to your being. It feels exciting. It's been like sparkling inside, no? Like butterflies in your belly. So this is your intuition. And check this out. I want you to be attentive next time that you find this connection to this insight, not to these voices, and write it down in a notebook, in your journal, in your diary. And I want you to check out what this voice says, because sometimes it will tell you about your diet, about your relationships, about yourself, or about your career. And it will give you this insight. For example, wow, I would love to travel the world. That was one of my insights, one of my ikigais when I was young, and it still is very alive. So my own example, no? When I was a child, I thought, wow, I was 12. I was walking the streets of my town, and I was seeing these people passing by, and I thought, wow, I don't think I'll ever marry a Spanish man, because I love to speak in different languages. I love to speak English. So I cannot marry a Spanish man, because that would be very boring to be speaking just Spanish. So I need to marry somebody who is exotic. I don't know who, but he will be exotic. And then 30 years later, I'm married to an Israeli and speaking 3 languages at home. Not only English, but also Hebrew and Spanish. So something in my intuition told me that it would be like this. Or for example, I always had this belief, this motto saying, oh, the world is too big and life is too short to stay in just one place. So I want to travel the world. So in certain moments in my life, I just thought travel the world was to go on vacation. But in another moment, when I was 28, I told myself, look, I cannot be just working in an office in Spain 8 hours a day or more if I want to travel the world, because I will be allowed just to walk out of my jail on vacation. So I really want to live this life traveling. So that was what gave me this strong inspiration to live for my dreams, for my ikigai. And that was so strong that just left everything in order to align myself to this voyage, to this journey that brought me, first of all, to Thailand, then to India, and then I've been traveling the world for the past 16 years. And this is also part of my ikigai. And of course, I met my husband, who is a traveler, so I can do it together with him. And of course, 16 years later, we take our children to travel the world with us. So that's an example, very simple example of what is your ikigai. Your dreams, these ones that you feel in your guts that you can't die without fulfilling them. They are really, really important for you, and they make you feel aligned. So pay attention to these voices. The first one, your intuition, has been talking to you subtly, very gently through all your life. We are not disconnected from our soul's voice. On the contrary, we are very connected to it, but it is many times overlapped by the ego. And this ego is the one that also talks to me, as talks to you, and says, but are you crazy? You're going to go against the current and just travel the world and leave the office with your stable job and with your family. You have everything covered. Why you want to go out and just jump into the pool that you don't know even if there is water? You're crazy. So there was a very strong doubt if that was the right choice for me. But inside, I felt, look, it's so important. It's so important for me really to travel that I just want to try. And if I don't give it a try, I won't know. So I gave a little bit more volume to this intuition. And I tried to have a dialogue with my ego saying, look, okay, I understand. That's what all my people said, or what I think they said through all my life. Okay, I know my father want this from me. All my friends, they expect this from me. But I don't live my life for them. I just can live my life for myself because I'm taking my own choices for myself. And this is my consciousness, my observer, the one that sees who is talking every time, your intuition or your ego, and can see, can take the choice who to believe to. It's not that you believe, it's that you give the power to take the choices. No, it's like, I will travel or not, I leave my stable job or not, or I stay here. If I would have stayed in the office working, I would have died. That's what I think. I would just get sick, and I was already getting sick. So in the moment I left the office, I began to let go all the symptoms now that I had physically, because I was going against the will of my inner voice. So this is very important. Check out your health in the moment that you're really somatizing, meaning having symptoms of being under stress that create the sicknesses, illnesses, means that you're far from your ikigai, that you're doing things that are against your voice, the voice of your soul. So please be very gentle with yourself, meditate, and listen to this inner voice. And then the magic is to give it enough weight, enough power, enough trust to know that if you follow it, then the doors of heaven will open. And meaning that it's like everything becomes magical. In the moment that you trust your intuition, it's like something very amazing happens. You get synchronized with the universe. You begin to meet the right people, and you take the right choices because it feels easy. It's like in the moment you give the focus to your Akasha, no, to this inner memory, inner voice that has been always talking. It's like, wow, suddenly everything begins to be synchronic with what's going on with your life. The doors begin to open, you meet the right people, and everything begins to flow in the right way, in a way that wasn't flowing before, because you were going really against the current of your inner voice, of your Akasha. Okay, so that's the big gift that we have, that when we really listen to this inner voice, that's why journaling is very important, because when you are journaling, you're writing down all what's inside of you, you can pay attention to who you are listening to. If it's your inspiration, your insights, your intuition, your soul's voice, or your ego, your fears, your anger, you're going against in a shrinked way. It doesn't feel good. It feels heavy and pressuring inside. So it's even physical. So really listen to your physical body, because it will tell you by its kinesiology, no? By just breathing deeply and check out, no? If I choose to do, for example, travel in the world or quit this job that I don't really like, how does it feel? Wow, it feels relieving. And what it feels like not to have a job, it feels fearful. Okay, so if I feel relief for not having this job and I feel fear from not being with the job, maybe I need to let this job go because it's hurting me and open myself to the possibility of not having a job. This is the fear of jumping to the pool, and opening myself to the flow of the life of the universe. Then when I open myself, I open my heart and I say, okay, I trust the this bigger consciousness, no, the Akasha, the creator, and I trust myself into it, then I know that I'll be safe. I'm safe. I'm taken care of. So in this moment is when the doors open and you will find a proper job, or you will find yourself being your own boss. So this is my gift for today. Be conscious, listen to your soul's voice, listen to your ego so you know where you're at to, and be more conscious through meditation, through listening of who you're taking care of who are you really paying attention to and giving the power of your choices. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diana, for sharing your time and your knowledge with us, for all this beautiful information. Now, if you agree, let's start incorporating into our conversation some questions from the people watching us. Let's start, for example, with Teep. She or he, I don't know if is a girl or a boy, is writing us from Periscope, sorry, and says, "So you believe in Mother Earth, don't you?"
Sure. For me, Mother Earth is the spirit of Gaia, which is the consciousness of the planet Earth. And she is our main provider of all what we need to survive. So it's very important to be aligned to her. And basically, if you have been born with certain skills, no, and you have them through, if you have been born 1,000 years ago or in 1,000 years, means that these skills, these things that you can live from, they're aligned. If they're artificial, for example, a cell phone is artificial. This is far from Mother Earth, so it's not aligned to your real self. So anything that is aligned to Mother Earth will make you good, always.
Caroline from the United States asks, "My dad usually told me when I was younger, maybe the smallest decision you make is the most important of your life. How do you know the true importance of a decision then?"
That's a big question. Thank you so much, Caroline. I've been making myself this question as well for a long time because there's so many decisions. Like I said, more or less 2,000 decisions a day. So if you have these 2,000 decisions every day along your life, it's hard to know what is better and what is worse. And if you took a right decision in a moment, that can really make a big difference along your life. But we can always believe that where we are now is the perfect place where we need to be. The question is what we do with the now. And that's the check-in we need to do in every aspect of our lives, in our health, in our relationships, in our sleep, for example, in our career, and check inside with ourselves to see if this is the right path. Because it's not about the small decisions, it's also seeing about what's really aligned with our soul, what really makes us happy. And for example, for me, it's traveling, it's to speak in languages, it's to help people to find their own purpose in life. And this only when I jump into the pool 16 years ago was when I found out. I just knew before that I wanted to help, but I didn't know how. It was just the basic idea. So for you, it's just to big, like try to connect with the big picture to guide you if these small choices are guiding you to this big picture that you wish or not. And that you'll see then if these small steps are guiding you there or it's a little detour. Give yourself the time and patience to also hold the space for all the other choices that maybe not even wrong. It's part of your path now of what you need to learn from this life.
Let's continue with Doctora Anita from Mexico. Thanks a lot, first of all. In my case, I got 3 courses, but I didn't get connection. Can I get some advices to get in? Thank you very much.
You had 3 courses and you want to get in?
I think maybe she wants to tell you that she got 3 courses of Akashic Records and maybe she doesn't find the way to connect, or I think it's something like this.
Okay. I understand. Yeah, that happened to me too. In certain schools, that's why I created my own courses because my Akasha told me, look, you need to explain it your own way. Many times when in the schools of Akashic Records, when I found out that you could learn that, I was amazed because I thought only gurus or really spiritual people could access to the Akasha. And then when they found out that you can learn it just like this in a small course of a weekend, no? So I went there and I did the first level, and they just gave me like a sacred prayer, let's say, to connect to the Akashic record. But they didn't show me, no, what's the difference between the different voices I had in my head. So I thought it didn't work. The question is to understand who is talking all the time, because we have these voices along our lives, but they don't show us how to make the difference. That's why it's very, very important to attune to the tone, to the order, because the soul is always the one that speaks first, and the ego comes after saying, no, you're wrong. Okay? So this is a basic tool we need to connect to when we're accessing our Akasha. Really to pay attention who is talking to you. When you hear your ego is telling you you are not connecting, all this information you're receiving, you have been receiving it all your life. For sure, your soul has been talking to you all your life and it's telling you you're great. You came here to do amazing things. Do them, please. Let yourself doing them. So this is a key understanding to see that it's really working, that we're really accessing to the Akasha, because you feel it even if it's something that you have been perceiving all your life. It's true when it feels good, when it feels empowering, when it feels this is my dream, this is what I really want to experience this life, and I don't want to die without it. This is the life I want to live. This is my inspiration. Okay, so this feels physically. It's really something exciting inside. So connect to that feeling and observe that your ego will tell you you're wrong. This is something you're inventing. Okay, and write it down and check it out, see the differences, and pay more attention to the one that inspires you and observe the one that is telling you it's wrong, because you will see it's the same voices like your parents used to tell you, not that they are not so empowering. Okay, just with this you will find a big difference. Let me know. If not, uh, we can talk privately.
Luis Miguel Velázquez through YouTube and also from Mexico says, how can I get information about my memories and to heal them? Is it possible doing it by meditation or by my dreams?
Good question. Meditation, what allows you, at least, it allows you many things. That's why it's so important nowadays to connect really to daily meditation. One of the basic things that allows you is to observe and to be an observant, but without reaction, and see that when you have these memories that hurt you, they trigger in you certain reactions that afterwards in your relationships or in your choices get also activated. So it's important that you connect to this inner chattering, not to observe these triggerings when you're meditating in order to find out what's empowering, what excites you, or what it's less empowering, like more diminishing your your choices and even yourself, the image you have for yourself. When you do, for example, the meditation, and you can observe and embrace both voices, and for example, you can also journal it, like, okay, I've been doing this meditation, and when I'm meditating, I observe that this is my wish for myself, this is an insight that inspires me, and I write it, for example, in blue. And when I feel this other voice that tells me I'm not good enough, no, and I write it in red, you will be able to make the difference, and you can hold the space also for the reds, seeing this is your past, this is also you, and this is also your power, this is your story. So own it and embrace it, love it. And through the dreams, it's like working with the double, the quantic double, no? That before you go to sleep, you ask your soul, your quantic double, to help you to release this pain, this redness, in order to be a better version of yourself. And then through the dreams, no, through the other realms, you'll be able to do another level of healing that it's not even in your hands, it's much deeper. It's an amazing question. Thank you so much.
Let's answer two questions more, Diana. Ariadna Sanchez from Spain. She's asking in Spain, she's writing in Spanish, so if you agree, I'm reading it in Spanish and after that I'm translating it to English.
Perfect.
Ariadna Sánchez desde España pregunta: ¿Cómo conectar con una parte de mí que me dé fuerza y valentía en estos tiempos de incertidumbre? ¿Serían una ayuda los registros acásicos para esto también? How to connect with a part of me that gives me the strength and the courage in these uncertain times. Will the Akashic Records be helpful for this too?
Yeah, certainly. Thank you for your question. It's very important because right now, again, like I was explaining in the beginning, no, we feel so conditioned by the others, no, by the surroundings, by the environment, by the mass media, and how people react, no, about what's going on. And this is very important right now, to be very loyal to your inner voice, very much so, because there is a bigger plan for us. Like, there are two plans. One, that it's in this earthly level, that is run by the ones that are controlling the world, and other plan that it's our soul's plan. Okay, and that's what we came here to do. So we feel very conditioned for by this earthly plan, and it's conditioned to our bigger plan in order not to make it. That's what it's made for. Okay, so we are separated because the plan of the elite, like the motto they have, it's divide and conquer. And for us, the most important thing in these moments is to stay together, to unite, to be solidary, like to really join with ourselves and with each other in order to be stronger, in order to be powerful, because we are more and we are conscious. We are now many, many, many people who is awake. In order for you to be helpful to yourself, first of all, listen to your voice, to your soul's voice. Okay, as I said, meditating, observing how your voices along the day choose for yourself, and you will find that your ego is very influenced by these voices of the mass media. But like I said before about Mother Earth, yes, she is the truth. And this virus or whatever is just really. It's just the flu, and it can be healed as such. So be truthful to Mother Nature, to your nature, because this is what's true. And find yourself other means, other ways to nurture yourself of the news. Disconnect yourself from the source of information that hurts you, that conditions you into shrinking, into being fearful. Make a diet of it. This really say, okay, this doesn't make me feel good. I don't feed myself with this. I want to find other sources. For example, you're doing it now. Thank you. You were watching Mindalia. This is amazing. Mindalia is doing a great job to bring these other voices into life, into light, so we can connect with each other. We can say the truth. So these other sources of information are many, and right now we have the internet, and we have so many sources in Telegram, for example. We have many of other information that can be more empowering. For example, living in an eco village, or be surrounded with other people that are really living attuned to nature and to themselves. So look for yourself another environment, other sources. When you open yourself for this possibility, you will find the answers. It's just about where you focus on, that will grow. That's quantum physics. It works.
Diana, let's finish with Charlie from Cuba. He says, I still don't understand what Ikigai is. Could you please explain it one more time in a very, very easy way?
Sure, my pleasure. Look, for Japanese people, Ikigai is this that makes you happy. Okay, what you wake up and you want to live for. For example, for grandparents would be their grandchildren. That's their ikigai, what makes them really excited and really feel that this is what they came here for. But when they were grandchildren, they didn't think their relationship with the grandparents was so important. Maybe it was to play, it was to eat sweets, it was to learn how to, I don't know, drive a bicycle. So your ikigai is changing along your day and life, depending on how you, your age, your conditions. But it's like your life force. It's what you wake up feeling, wow, I'm passionate about this. I really want to achieve this. That excites me. Okay. That's, it's not only passion, it drives you. Okay. It really, if your real ikigai, there in many parts of your life, but in many aspects of your life, but it drives along your life. For example, what I was explaining before, that one of my ikigais is to travel the world, or to speak in languages, or to help people in any way. But then I found out that it was to find their purpose in life, not their ikigai. So this is what really excites me, what makes me happy, that makes me feel I came here to do this. So just connecting to this in every part in your life. For example, in your diet. If you're eating something and you feel this disconnects you from life, that doesn't make you feel good, it's not your ikigai. If you feel that it's really empowering, you feel, wow, when I'm eating this, it feels like glorious. This is your ikigai too. Okay, your achievements, this that make you feel attuned to life. Really like, wow, that really excites me, makes me happy. I think it's also connected to purpose, but for example, food doesn't need to be a purpose, no, or education, not what you learn, but they are tools in order to make you feel aligned with life, with who you really are, with your soul's voice. Understand? This purpose is what you came here to do in all the aspects in order to shine, to feel most aligned to yourself, more coherent to your values and how you think about life and how life needs to be. I hope now I was more clear. Thank you for the question.
Diana, thank you one more time for answering all these questions, for being here. People don't know, but for you, I think now it's 10 to 5 a.m. in the morning. So
Yes.
I'm really grateful for having you here. I want you to be very, very, and to feel very happy about this conference. And I'm telling you about people who has been joining us. They join us from Mexico, the United States, Spain, Cuba, Argentina, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy. So I hope to see you very, very soon sharing this space with me one more time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Big pleasure, Dalai, one more time. And really for me, it's a blessing. It's part of my Ikigai to be a part of your own Ikigai, another mission of Mindalia, which is to spread the word, to spread consciousness. So I feel really blessed and honored once again to be part of this big movement. Thank you, Dalai, and thank you to all the human team of Mindalia to make it possible. And thank you to all of you who are watching and searching for the truth. You're really searchers of what needs to be done. So let's join together. Let's join consciousness and projects in order to empower ourselves for freedom, for consciousness, and for bigger well-being on this planet. Thank you all.
As I said before, and I have to repeat it, it's a real pleasure for Mindalia having you here. So thank you very much, Diana. And to you, dear friends of Mindalia, thank you very much, of course, for sharing this space with us. I want you to know that you can enjoy all our content in Mindalia Radio, 24 hours of conscious content. And you can find all of this in www.mindaliaradio.com. Of course, remember you can join us through our different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, VK, and Vaun Live. And before saying goodbye, we also want to remind you that Mindalia.com is a non-profit organization. So if you want, you can collaborate with us by liking our content, leaving us a positive comment, subscribing to our channel or different platforms, as I said before, and sharing this video with someone else. Finally, if you want, you can donate through a link you will find in our website, www.mindalia.com. By doing so, you help us to keep creating more content like the one you enjoyed with us today. Thank you for your patience as well, because as you see, we aren't English. Well, not me. I am not English, but I am trying to do it my best for you to understand and for you to keep all this important information. Having said this and feeling really grateful, I'm ready to say goodbye for now until a next Mindalia live streaming.